Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada, where the memorial torch honoring legendary owner Al Davis has just been lit, and we are set for football at Allegiant Stadium. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. On the visitor's sideline, Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell. His guys ready to get this one going. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys ready to feed off the energy in this building as they try to win one in front of the home crowd. And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. It across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And trotting out there leading them is their fourth-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the ball. He's an asset to have in any offense.
Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack. Well, if they have any thoughts of coming in here and getting this road victory, that's not the way to start it out on the first play of the game.
Yeah, one thing you always say when you go on the road, take the crowd out of the game. They actually brought the crowd into it by permitting that sack right out of the gate.
A situation they'll certainly want to avoid going forward. In early second and long they're facing. Looking to throw McCarthy. That's out to the flat for Swift. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be a third and about 13.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
Well, he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
A 28-yard gain.
Well, 3 and out to start the game would have been a real disappointment. So this is a nice job of finding something you think will work and executing it. And they're able to keep this opening drive going.
They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
McCarthy off the play fake. He'll get that complete to Franklin. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. Here's a handoff to Swift running left. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 11. And the Raiders 40 yards.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And he's taken down inside the 30. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Vikings slow to get up. Well, just the last thing you want to see here in the first quarter of a new season. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside for a moment. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. And they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Second down and 8. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. 26 yards. And the Vikings are on the board here first in the season opener.
His kick is good.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So now it's the Raiders' turn to go on offense for the first time. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
This week, such an important one for his entire offense, but for him especially. He wants to start this new season off strong. He's got big plans for this year. Wants it to be one where he finishes among the league's best while leading his team to the postseason. A strong opening week is a great start to that and can create momentum that carries over not just to next week, but the next few weeks as well. A rising tide raises all ships. And if he can start this season off strong, his offense will benefit.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Newman. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. It's a big play there for Vegas. 47 yards.
It's got to feel good to hit on one of these in the first quarter of a brand-new season. They're hoping this duo can really make some noise this year, and this is a great start. A big play here early in the ballgame.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 27. Now a handoff to Bigsby. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup at 4.
That was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 23, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Newman to throw. To the left side, pass caught by Thornton. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. That puts him in excellent position, 1st and goal after a gain of 19. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. Genty will take this one in for a Vegas touchdown. So, partner, was a passing game that drove them down the field. And when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Daniel Carlson. And he starts his new year off with the right foot as well, as this kick is good. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. Pass complete to Addison. So the completion gets him just a yard. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first down, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Pretty good job there defensively of stringing that one out.
Yeah, you've got a quarterback who's waiting and waiting for something to develop, and it just never materialized, and down he went behind the line of scrimmage.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
A 40-yard punt, given 3 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Genty. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Right back to Genty on 1st down. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this week 1 contest. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Play action. Now Newman. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
coverage by Byron Murphy.
Second and 10. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here's second and 10. Now it's Newman. He'll get the tight end Bowers involved there. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Off the play fake, here's Newman. This will be caught at the 2. And the Raiders are looking at 1st and goal as he's... tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Genty. And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Jack Bush from 4 yards out, and the Raiders have taken the lead. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook, not just the plays and how to execute them, but how... do it against a variety of defenses, also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They got to get going.
Calling it for 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Throwing is McCarthy. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. They'll wind up losing 3. Here on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play, but no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
And now the ball's out, fumbled near midfield, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. Extra point now by Boswell. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Newman. That's complete. Genty out of the backfield. And he works it past the 30 and edge to the 25. It's another 1st down as this time they get an even 20.
Now they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
Ready, set.
Now Newman. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
Now a 2nd and 10. A run straight ahead with Genty. Down right around the 25. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Here's Newman. Throw left side complete. That's Thornton. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
It's a gain of 11.
3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Newman looking to throw it. He finds his man, complete. It's Moreno. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. A give out of the gun to Genty. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now it's Newman. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Daniel Carlson on for the field goal. Remember, he was drafted and released by the Vikings. Carlson able to put this one through. And they take a 17-14 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And now out comes Minnesota. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. That's taken in by Franklin. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
It's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 5.
The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's McCarthy. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. Cody Barton there to bring him down.
Hey, if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do blitz coming, and down he goes. It was the safety blitz that ultimately did the job, and they're going to credit him with a sack.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
Third and 9 here. To the air with McCarthy. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
In punt formation.
Here's Stout to punt as he boots this one away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he gets us in just shy of the 35 to the 34. 50 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
First number 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Going right side here, and that's complete. It will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
A 6-yard.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, the defender was right on him.
Y'all got to call my taste.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. Looking to throw. Newman. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So no gain on the play. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This now a 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He'll drop this underneath for Genty. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. play action now. Newman. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. It's caught inside the 25. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. And he's had a lot of success throwing the ball here early. You see by the numbers, he's already up over 200 yards passing.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for first and 10. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay.
Offense.
So that flag will set him back 5 yards.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, first and 15. Again, Newman. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Raiders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that as he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
The extra point by Carlson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And the Vikings going to take over here one more time before the half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So halftime here out west. Let's go east. That's where we find Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. And so it begins. Week 1 of the 2027 season. Familiar faces in new places. Lots to get you caught up on. Let's roll. Our journey through the NFL starts now. In Tampa, the Buccaneers at home to take on the Buffalo Bills. And this is Josh Allen. He connects here on a 33-yard touchdown pass. The Bills come away with the victory on the road in the season opener. From there, we go to MetLife Stadium in Jersey. We'll check in on the Giants as they play host to the LA
We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Looking to put a drive together. The drive will begin with a run by Genty. Yeah, not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly. That was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Short throw caught by Bowers. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
It's a gain of 41 yards. That's good for a Las Vegas first down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll look to throw here on first down. That is caught downfield. It's Besh. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Brings up second and
From the
a yard.
46, here's second down at the yard. Up the middle, it's Genty. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Second and 1, if people want to run the football, this is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
And now I live it. Ain't it a gift to know it's God-given? I'm not gonna waste it. Stop wasting your breath. Stop speaking in whispers. Say that with your chest. I feel it in my bones.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Short throw caught by Bowers. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
On first down, it's Genty. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line.
64 yards. That's another Las Vegas first down. First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Now a first and 10 at the 11. Once again, it's Genty. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9.
They went right back to it, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Now 2nd and 9 from the 10. Back to throw. Newman. Pass complete to Naylor, right side. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Jalen Naylor, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point by Carson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. Looking to put a drive together. And the slot man goes in motion left. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Looking to throw McCarthy. Open man, that's Felton. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Swift going to try up the middle. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Well, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
Max Crosby in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the third quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. On the return, here's Agnew. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Play action. Newman. That's into the hands of his tight end Bowers. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they get their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
They go play action with Newman. That one complete to Naylor. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 18 more yards there and another first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Give, Genty. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. 79 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But if the strong safety position end up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
They'll go again with Genty. And they're knocking on the door now. As a good one there, going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. A run out of the gun with Genty. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Okay, break.
Here's a give to Bigsby. And he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming. From the shotgun, Newman. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Jack Bash, already his 2nd touchdown here this opening weekend. And the Raiders are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. So this looking more and more like it is going to be a successful kickoff to their campaign as they add on here.
And partner, you know NFL coaches, they're on the sideline thinking about all the little things that need correcting. But for the most part, they've got to be ecstatic with the way this season has started out.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 24. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. For the 4th quarter, we'll begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Look at the spin. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this fourth quarter. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work under tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now McCarthy. Looks again for T.J. Hockenson, and he's got him again. And Hockenson going to have the Vikings first down as he's up to the 43. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Throwing is McCarthy. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Sticking with the pass, here's McCarthy. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And inside the 20 before it's brought down. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Well, they certainly had their share of troubles running the football on this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. They give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be second down. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
To the air again, McCarthy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Vikings are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down the ground.
6 yards. It's second down and goal.
Following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Looking to throw. McCarthy. Throw to the right, hauled in by Addison. A nice job to get 11 out of that pass play, but now they face a 3rd and goal.
And the hitch route is run really well. That jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space. All you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. I think here the score dictates you pretty much got to go for it.
But when you look at the scoreboard and you realize that 3 doesn't do you a whole lot of good in this situation, you're exactly right. Dial up one of your better plays and get after it. Forget the field goal kicker. He doesn't matter.
The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. There's Hockenson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Vikings' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Well, this opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but, yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there, maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
And he will not make it to the goal line. The defense holds him here. Now, this is still a 3-score game as the lead remains 18. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Now a handoff to Genty. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 112 yards rushing for him now here in week 1. A very solid start to this new campaign.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. The middle. Mooney. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
2nd and 6. Here's Newman. They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A Raider first down, 17 yards.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll run with a big back, A.J. Dillon. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Nine-yard line, 2nd and 6. On the give, Genty. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Raiders on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Newman. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Brock Bowers already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Raiders are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Charles, a well-drawn-up play, beautifully executed, and look at the scoreboard and where we're at in the second half. They are on their way to a 1-0 start to this season.
Exactly what every team in the league dreams of. Winning your season opener, getting off to that good start, and building confidence for the rest of the season.
Carlson on for the PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. A nice little juke. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. With the football going back to the Vikings offense. In this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
To the air with McCarthy. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he's got a first down following a pickup of about 13 as we will take a pause here for the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
First down, Minnesota.
Here's McCarthy. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's going.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hackinson. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 7 catches for him now. And this last one, a first down. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up, They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete passing we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Buried behind the line by Christian Wilkins.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Going for it. Here's McCarthy. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Raiders will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late 4th quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Raiders, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.